figured that stuff out in the 50s.
All right, everybody, we are here at the ZBolt booth. Here with John. He is making some great products for us. If you've been around me during any of our night shoots lately, you know I've been talking about the LEP technology and kind of preaching that, maybe second only to the donut reticle. But the thing about these that's so awesome is that you can modify a light that you may already have on your gun. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's all based on Scout bodies, Scout mod light bodies.
They're pretty popular.
So this can be, we make all our own components. This is a villain weapon system. This is actually new. I don't even know if I'm supposed to show it to you, but it's a diffuser, 40-degree diffuser. This is a regular Scout body.
That diffuser is able to make the LEP light have the spill. Our people will be familiar with the Surefire Tactician light that James designed.
Right.
And that's basically when James designed that light, he said, when I walk in and I touch this button, I want the lights to turn on in the room.
Right,
and
exactly.
The wide
and I can demonstrate. So this is an Aerosoc mount. Like I said, this is a Scout body. We make all our own tail caps. We make all our own bodies. We have these are dual function switches. This is the Surefire, and this is our version. They're like $128. This is $95. What's nice, it's got a huge button on it. You see the difference in the button?
And it's protected.
It's got a huge button. And then you can mount it without taking your weapon, your light off, because it twists. So you can just take it and move it like this on the gun. It's twistable, and then you can tuck it under. You see here, you can tuck it underneath. You can set it anywhere you want. Once you get it on the weapon and plug it in, I probably should have got one of these out. Let me go ahead and get one of these out of here. Sorry about that.
No worries.
The hop is into the orb.
So
yeah,
you can see how that is able to tuck up in between there, keeping your cordage nice and neat. Very cool. Very good.
Yeah,
design.
and this is
I love
this
that
is a special
button.
Axon switch. Okay. Normally they have 2 cranes and a Surefire plug. They did 3 cranes for us. In fact, because this thing is so small, the way it mounts we're going to have them make one instead of 7-inch leads, right? It'll have like 3, and it'll be straight in. You see how these plug around? It actually causes some issues. It's a lot of things happen like that with new systems. You've got to put them on guns first.
Yeah.
You're doing CAD drawings, and you don't really know until you get it on.
Right.
Right.
Well, you know the difference between in theory and in reality.
But they've come out really nicely. But here's the LEP that you're talking about.
So that's the tight hotspot without the diffuser.
And then here's like the 40-degree hotspot and spill.
Yeah. So it's wide open.
Right.
That's awesome.
And normally we. Yeah. Anyway.
And you do
so
have...
the LEP light. Back to that. 315,000 candela. Most lights are like 70 to 90,000.
Yeah.
We have a full range of diffusers for this. We have a hotspot and spill. We have a 15-degree flood, a 40-degree flood. So you can buy those aftermarket. You can flip them on. Like I said, this is actually a new prototype. Most of them have that tether like they use on a D-ball.
I think. Could we see the?
Yeah, there you go. That's the normal version. You just pop it up.
Right. So now you would have your long distance tight hotspot.
Yeah, and then see it fits really nice. You just go like this with your thumb.
Yep.
And you're all set to go.
Could you show us how that one spills?
Yeah, so see, that's a hotspot and spill.
Yep. So you're going to keep that hotspot to push through photonic barriers.
But it doesn't do it justice. The diffuser does better when it's dark out.
Right.
Right. And then of course, then you're up. See, you go like this, and then when you need to do it, it's just boom, and then you're done. And then we do we do light body packages as well with Therm. So we have 18350, 18650 bodies for for EDC, and
What kind
we
of
do
run-
our own. We do our own. We do our own holsters. We've got a guy in Portland. We do our own holsters. We do Tech Lock, Molly, Tan, so for like duty carry,
Yeah.
right?
Now, what kind of runtime will you get on a 350?
Oh, a small one. It's only like an hour.
Okay.
You know, because it draws so much current. They're
Right.
so bright.
Right, but I
and
mean-
about 2 hours, 18650, and it's dual fuel, the larger ones.
Okay. So, again, though, hour of runtime, right? Doesn't sound like a lot, but if we're talking,
It's a trade-off for size.
It is, and we're talking about having it
'Cause
on
the-
a rifle.
Yeah.
Like you could get through, like one of our night shoots. You could probably get through, change your batteries after that, because you're not keeping your rifle light on
Exactly.
constantly. Right?
And we also moved into LEDs though too. I mean, you might
Okay.
probably want to look at this. This is a dual fuel LED. It's got a nice, it's a Vel design. They do wraps for us, so that's like a, I think what do they call that? Tropical camo.
And what kind of horsepower does the?
Well, this is a
LED
little different. 65,000, but it's got like we call it a target spot. It's
Okay.
got like a hot spot and a medium one at 50 meters, right? And this is just a reflector, so this is it. Most police like this better, just because the all around view. And then this is one of our caps, and actually Unity actually made a special switch for us. Normally this is momentary. This is a momentary switch for lasers. Mm-hmm. Well, we needed to operate like a surefire, like their switches for surefire, where so it's momentary. So you can touch it for momentary, and you can click it on.
Okay.
So if you're running around, like their long tape switch that has the button. So all you have to do is get this. So you can run it momentary.
Yep.
And then click it on, and pull your hands away.
Yeah, and Unity makes great stuff.
Yes.
It looks like that button is recessed to the point where you're not going to get the wrong one.
Exactly.
If you need to get in there
Exactly.
to activate that constant.
No, we like them.
You need to get in on it. If you're putting pressure, you're going to get the momentary. You need to get in for that constant. So no accidentally being in the wrong mode.
But
this
is
very cool.
I want to go over this real quick. This is the ACAL. It means Advanced Co-Located Aiming Laser. So the first thing to note is it's bore-sighted. I mean, you can see it here. In fact, we could probably just go over here. This makes more sense. It's
looking at it from the muzzle.
It's from the front. It's right over the muzzle, bore-sighted. So no crazy targets that you have to do. You have to figure out parallax at 50 meters, because the problem is that if you sight your laser in it, like with a D-ball at 50 meters, then when you hit 100 meters, that beam is actually going across, and you're going to get they're not worthwhile anymore.
The age-old debate of converging zero versus parallel zero,
right,
or just zero.
So this one, you should be able to actually turn on the green laser like in your office and just figure out that you figure out the fact that it's just above the bore, and then figure out what you want to do, and you're pretty close.
Right.
If you're like trying to hit like center mass or something like that, you're going to be fine. You're not going to be right or left though.
Right, exactly. You take any deviation left and right out, and now all we have to do is worry about our drop holes.
Exactly.
And offset holes.
Exactly. So this, I don't know if you've seen a D-ball D2, it's like we've eliminated the middle section. Bore-sighted the lasers. The lasers are co-located, so when we calibrate it at 50 meters, the green and the IR laser actually lay on top of each other.
Wow.
There's some like magic coming out of there. So it's just one aperture, right? There's usually co-aligned, so we had to use a different term. They're actually located in the same spot. There's like some little magic going on in there.
Okay.
You remember the turret controls?
Mm-hmm.
No turrets. We recessed them because they're like a snag hazard. Mm-hmm. Remember the big ones on a lot of the lasers? There's like big turrets. They call it turret adjusters.
And we have a
regular fire button, momentary, double tap for 5 minutes, constant on. This is a similar optic to the D-ball D2, except it's not LED. It's VCSEL. It's VCSEL like a mall, a Raid XE and NGOL, and so we're bringing it to a more affordable price product.
Very cool.
And then on the on the back,
something I like on here as well. Joey, if you can get in on that right
Yeah,
there.
it'll be Monterey, California. That's where these were built.
Yeah, that's a nice feature.
So on the back you have all the PEC 15 controls, high-low vis, high-low illuminator, high-low dot laser, high-low illuminator, high-low combo. There are 2 ports. We can go back to this. There's 2 ports: the regular fire and then the visible override. So when you've got a switch like this plugged in, you run it with the pad. So you can run it momentary, double tap it to keep your IR setting on. When you go to the button, you turn it on. It overrides your infrared setting, turns on your white light and the green laser.
Wow.
Police departments really like that.
Yeah.
And the mounting, we're proud of this too. We've actually machined this into the aluminum housing. This is all one piece of billet aluminum. You pull this pin out, you can put an ADM mount in there. It's like right off the shelf, a COTS off the shelf. We have some other companies like Echo Arms and ADM that are building mounts that will integrate like a light housing into it, like a Light 2 18350. So your light will just sit right next to it, and then you can put whatever light head you want, whatever cap on the back. Even we even like rethought the battery on this. I don't know if you ever like tried to get a battery cap off of a D-ball or D2. They're really small and you can't get your fingers on it. So we changed that part. It's like a stainless steel insert, and that's like this is kind of like designed based on a PVS 14.
Okay.
Where you actually can get it with a gloved hand.
Very cool.
And the civilian price for this is $1,500. Full power, 4-power LE is $1,650.
Okay. Yeah, and I do like, how this kind of setup with light, and then your laser illuminator.
The laser looks unbalanced, but then when you always have a weapons light, so it actually balances out the gun really well.
Yeah. Wow. Well, John, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it, guys. I think if you have your fighting rifle, which means it should already have a white light on it, I think probably dollar for result, the best way to increase your capabilities with that rifle for about half of the day, right? Because it gets dark out almost every day, would be going with one of these ZBolt heads. I can't recommend these highly enough. I think it just adds to the capability.
A LEP head is $228, just the head.
Yeah.
Right. LED heads are $108.
Yeah. So
you can leave your setup. If you've got a Scout setup, you can just replace the head.
Yeah. Like you don't even have to undo. Like if you've already got this going on with a Scout here, you can just get that head off and put this head on. You don't have to redo your cordage or anything like that, right?
Well, this is a LEP here, so just kind of tricked out one.
All right, guys. Well, stay tuned for more from SHOT Show 2024. Remember, your responsibility to be ready for the fight never ends.